Hey guys, and welcome back, and welcome if you are new to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you guys our summer morning routine. I am a single mom, I work from home, and I have my 5-year-old home with me all summer long, and I feel like we are a well-oiled machine. So I want to share with you a bunch of tips and tricks along the way, not necessarily tricks. These are lifestyle advice from someone who has definitely gone through a lot of trial and error and also suffered from lack of motivation in the past and just feeling like chaotic in her life. I feel like I finally have a hold on things and how to work efficiently from home and also spend a lot of time with my child and make sure she is played with and happy, and we have a really nice balance going on. So I hope you guys get some inspiration and motivation throughout this video, and go ahead and like and subscribe if you are new to my channel. So the first thing that I do when I wake up, I try to wake up a little bit before my daughter. Of course, I make my coffee. I can't function without just even the act of making and taking the first sip of my coffee. I open up all of the windows as long as it's nice, nice and sunny and warm. I do live in Maine, which is traditionally cold for 7 months out of the year, and so I just thrive off of sunshine and fresh air in the summertime. And so I open up all of my windows. I go ahead and go around to all of my plants and spritz them with a little bit of humidity. And then I went and checked on my zucchini because I saw some flowers outside and I wanted to make sure it didn't need to be pollinated. And then I go ahead and go outside and I look at my planner for the day. I usually have what my large tasks are in my planner for the day, and then I have a pad of paper for my to-do list. So I have been doing a to-do list for a couple of months at this point, and I used to think it was so laughable and trivial to write down mundane things that you kind of do every single day, like the dishes or vacuuming or laundry, like simple things like that. But the act of crossing off items in your list, for me at least, it motivates me and I keep on task. I'm not as chaotic with my brain. I am someone who definitely is a little bit chaotic. I will leave one room and go do another thing and then forget what I was doing in the other room. And so it just keeps me kind of balanced and on task. And I find this moment in the morning to myself outside very zen-like, and it makes me so happy, and I feel like it just sets the intention for the day. My daughter usually wakes up between 7:30 and 8 on every single morning. And so I go ahead and go get her in her room. She just stays right in bed until I either tell her to come downstairs or I go get her. But I usually like to greet her in her room. I open up her blinds, open up the window, and get all that nice fresh air in. And just, I don't know, it's just so nice to greet them with a little smiling face coming out of bed. First things first, she always wakes up starving. She is not like me. I need a moment with my coffee before I have food, but that is not my child. So first things first, I always get her whatever fruit we have on hand, and I had some cantaloupe that I cut up, and so I was getting her a bowl of cantaloupe before I started breakfast. Breakfast is usually something simple, nothing extravagant. And today I was doing just an egg scramble and some fruit on the side. And I usually ask Sydney what she wants. She will have anything from waffles, eggs, oatmeal, overnight oats, something along that lines. So I was scrambling up. I had 3 eggs in there, and then I got rid of about half of an egg yolk. I have salt and pepper, just a little bit of salt. For seasoning, I whisk that all up. I add just a splash of water in there to make them nice and fluffy. And then I go ahead and add frozen spinach to the pan with a little bit of butter. I like to add whatever veggies I can into my eggs as possible. And my daughter has become accustomed to having spinach in her eggs. So when I make them without spinach, she questions me. She's like, well, how come my eggs do not have spinach in them? Which I guess is a good problem to have. She was starving, and like I said, she wakes up so hungry. So she couldn't even wait until the eggs were done. And she had to she went into the fridge and she picked out one of these smoothie pouches for a snack. So I go ahead and allow it. I usually let her, I always say, like, you can have some like a yogurt or dried cherries or something just to munch on, just to hold you over while I'm cooking. In our eggs this morning was, of course, spinach. Like I said, I toss in, after everything is done cooking, I toss in a little bit of tomatoes. I definitely prefer cherry tomatoes. A tiny bit of shredded cheese to kind of combine everything and add a little bit of yumminess, saltiness to the mix. And then I went ahead and added fresh avocado. I prefer my avocado on the side. Some people like avocado just mixed right on in there, but that's not me. And I added a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning to my avocado. It's just the best. I love it, and so does Sydney as well. And then I had some fresh blackberries on the side. So whenever possible, we like to bring breakfast right outside on the deck and we eat it together and we just chit chat and enjoy fresh air and sunshine. I'm going to say that a million times because I suffer from seasonal depression, and so I thrive in the summer. I'm like a whole new human being. So anyway, that is what we usually do. And then Sydney is always full of energy and life in the morning. And so she's like sweeping the deck and singing me songs and bouncing off the walls already. And that's where waking up before her truly, truly helps me. I am not a morning person, never have been, and I don't know if I ever will be, but I wake up about 45 minutes before her, and I'm able to kind of wake myself up, accomplish a couple of things, like write down my to-do list and check my calendar and see what's on the agenda for the day. So I feel like I've had a moment to myself and kind of know what's up for the day, and then I can give her my full undivided attention during breakfast. And I really prioritize having an empty sink and a clean counter at all slash most times. There was a period of time there where that was not possible for me mentally, but I am so grateful that I am in a different, better headspace now. And so I highly recommend, as soon as you dirty a dish or as soon as you finish a meal, just cleaning up as you go. And it's just so much easier to tackle. And so that's what I'm doing, just wiping down the stove and the counters. I loaded the dishwasher and started it, and did any remaining dishes by hand. And so next, Sydney gets herself dressed for the day. And so I have all weather appropriate clothing hung up on her clothing rack in her room. That way we don't have any issues with her picking out something that, is going to make her too hot for the day. It's also worth noting that during the school year, we have our outfit usually picked out the night before. But in the summertime, it's just a free-for-all. Since we don't usually have anything specific to go to, she can pick whatever she wants, and she's typically not overwhelmed when she's very independent and knows exactly what she wants to wear. She usually tries to style me, actually. And so she goes ahead and picks out her outfit, and then I have her make her bed, or quote unquote make her bed. I just give her any sort of little task. She is 5 years old, very independent and headstrong, but it's also very important that she helps around the house, and whether it be putting your dishes in the sink, throwing away your wrapper after you eat a snack, and putting your shoes back on the shoe rack and whatnot. So she really enjoys having these tasks and chores that she's in charge of, and usually doesn't fight me on it. And she's very proud of herself, which I think builds confidence and independence as well. Then, of course, it's brushing teeth time and doing hair time. But in the summertime, admittedly, sometimes I just let her hair go. I will brush it and then let it be wild for the rest of the day. It just depends. And so she chose to have a low ponytail. So I went ahead and did that for her. Sometimes, so I recommend, if you have somewhere to be, you have to be out the door, if you're heading to work, outside of the home or whatnot, absolutely recommend mom gets dressed and ready for the day before you tackle your children. That is what works best for myself. And so if I'm getting myself ready, if I'm doing my makeup, or we have to be somewhere at a specific time, I get myself ready before I get my child ready. So today was not that day. I didn't even have to get myself ready. We'll move on to me next. So since we're on summer clock, we are not in a hurry most mornings. It's around 10:30, and I usually like to get my workout in. I am not one who likes to get a super early workout in right when I wake up. I'm not a morning person. If I'm dropping Sydney off at school, then I tend to work out earlier because I'm out of the house and just ready. But in the summers, I usually work out around 10 in the morning, or I reserve it for evening time. It just totally depends on my mood and what we have going on for the day. So I set Sydney up with a little activity. She was just playing with watercolor paints outside, and I was going to go ahead and do some functional strength training, is what it's called on my Apple Watch, but basically like squats, a little bit of abs, and some lunges and whatnot, and get my workout in. Working out definitely varies for me. I have an indoor bike that I like to use, and I also enjoy working out outside, whether it be going for walks, trying to fit in like a little bit of jogging or running whenever I can. I'm finding it a little bit more, I have to be a little bit more adaptable now that Sydney is home from school. Of course, I can put her in the stroller, but she's 5 years old. She doesn't necessarily like fit in the stroller that we have. So I just make do with walking around outside and doing things like this. So I can get some squats in, and Sydney sees mommy working out and she wants to work out as well. So that is also a bonus. She can see me working on myself and she wants to work on herself, which is absolutely adorable and also great for their self-esteem. And so I am just doing this, trying to close some of my Apple Watch rings, which is also highly motivating for me. And so definitely recommend. Okay, on that note, I am going to end our morning routine here. This takes us to about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I am not going to do my makeup or anything. I am going to obviously shower later. So all that's on the agenda for today is cleaning the house, playing with my child outside, and editing. So I'm not going to do my makeup or anything. Honestly, I probably don't do my makeup like 3 or 4 days a week, especially in the summertime. There's no need of it. We're just sweating, we're at the ocean or whatnot. And so yeah, that's gonna do it for our morning routine. I hope you guys enjoyed, got some motivation and inspiration. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys are new to my channel, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.